welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Angie and I live in my van full-time. My van's name is Peter Parker, after my pit bull. Today I'm just going to talk a little bit about safety, especially as a female, or for the females that watch the channel. I do a few things to keep myself safe in the van. So I'll just go over some of that stuff with you guys. Pretty much, I've been in the van 8.5 months or so, and I have not felt unsafe in the van, or I haven't felt like someone's going to hurt me or approach the van, or I haven't had any knocks on the van, anything like that. But for safety, I have my taser gun. I have a machete, which is mainly for purpose of, if I need to cut a log. It has a saw on it, it has a shovel on it, it has things on it, but I can use it as a weapon to protect myself. And I also have a survival knife that I got when I was in the Army, so I use those things to protect myself. I do not have a gun in the van, and that's because I just don't believe in guns, which is weird because I was in the military. I know how to use a weapon. I know how to use a weapon, but I just decided that I do not want to have a gun. It's just not for me. But I don't fault other people that carry guns in their vans. And people might not agree with me not carrying a gun, but I just don't feel the need for it. There are enough guns in the world. I don't need a gun. Like I said, I haven't felt threatened in the van itself. So I have a few things that I do keep with me in the van. I make sure that I have cameras in the van. So I have 2 hidden cameras in the van, in case somebody breaks in. I also have an alarm on the van that has, the kill switch to it, so nobody can run off with my vehicle. It has the glass breaking stuff on there, so the alarm will go off if the glass. So I have the upgraded alarm system, so it'll even send me a message, So I do have that in the van. So I do keep the alarm, and I do turn the alarm on when I'm inside the van before I go to sleep at night, because you never know. So I do have the cameras. I'm actually going to be adding a trail camera to the outside of the van, and that's so that I can see anybody that's walking around the van. But also for me, as a photographer and a wildlife lover, I want to be able to see what animals or what critters are walking around the van when I am in the boonies out in the middle of nowhere. But yes, I do have cameras. I have my alarm system. I have my taser. I have my knives that I keep, and I have these guns. No, it's like, but I do take my safety very seriously. So when I'm out somewhere, I scope the area. I check before I get there. Once I get to a spot and park, I usually park with my nose facing the exit. That way, if I need to, I can just grab my keys, get in the van, and go. And I don't have to really worry about, where are my keys at? So I keep my keys in the same place. They're in the same place every single time, and I suggest that anybody does that, whether you are in a car, a van, or a house. Have a place for your keys where they are a dedicated place for your keys. So I have a dedicated spot for my keys, and when I park, so I park with my nose out. That way, if I have to leave in a hurry, I can just jump in the front and I'm off. I'm out of here. So I do make sure that I do that. I check my surroundings, and I use my gut. If I go somewhere, if I'm somewhere and I don't feel comfortable in that space, or if it's too loud for me, which usually that would probably be what it is, too loud. But I check the spaces where I'm at. I just don't park somewhere. I mean, I use a lot of iOverlander. I sleep at a lot of rest stops. I don't mind doing that. Adventure Time Louie just put me up, and her mom Bex just put me up on Cracker Barrels, because I've known about Cracker Barrels, but I just stayed at my first Cracker Barrel the other night. So I just make sure that it's a place that I feel comfortable at, and if I don't feel comfortable, I leave and I go to somewhere I do feel comfortable. So yes, with the places that you park, I say research those places. If you're going to be stealth somewhere, then just make sure you're quiet and you're not, you're inside. I'm not saying like whispering. I'm just saying when you're in there, just don't try to disturb the neighborhood that you might be in. Don't put your chair outside, and your cooking gear and start cooking in a neighborhood or anything like that. Just kind of keep it quiet. And yeah, so I also think that things like putting together, like for me, if I'm on a trip, so I'm not a big planner, but if I know I'm going to be driving for a while, I try not to drive at night, and that's safety for me, just because I am in an older van and I don't want to break down on the highway in the middle of the night somewhere. So for me, I'll drive all day from from sunrise to dusk. I'll drive, but at night I park, and that's one of the things I do to keep myself safe, because I don't want to be on the side of the road in the middle of the night or at night. So for me, driving during the daytime is just what's best. So I definitely do that as well. I'm trying to see what other things do I do as a woman on the road, because I don't scare very easily, and right now there's so many things going on, and being a woman of color, I feel like certain cities I have to be extra careful in, but I'm not gonna allow any place to like scare me out of loving being in my van and living in my van. So I'm just very cautious as to the things that I do, the places that I go, and stuff like that. I need to get my eyeballs, guys. I'll get my eyes, because I wrote down a couple of things. So I have a go bag, which is my bag that has like my laptop and my cameras in it, and that bag goes with me. If I leave the van, if I'm leaving the van for a long period of time, my bag usually goes with me. But I do have 2 safety spots within the van that are lock key safes, that if I really don't want to take my laptop, I can lock it safely and no one can get to it. But I do not leave things in the front area of the van that would entice somebody to want to come into the van to see what else I might have. So I keep all my valuables out of eyesight. A great thing about the van is, or things that I've done to the van, is I've added curtains. So the curtains that I have are mainly to black out the light, but also during the night I like to put up my curtains because no one can see what's going on in the van. So I have the shade that goes in the front, and then I have both of my windows, the passenger side and the driver's side, has their own curtain that I made myself. And so the curtain, I'm trying to see which one this is, so let me show you. All right, so the curtain is like this, and it just, Goes in with Velcro. This window's open, so, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. So it goes in with Velcro, and then that way nobody can see in the van at night what I am doing or what's going on, or if there's any kind of light they can't see on the dashboard or anything like that. And so I have that for both of the windows in the front. And I like the Velcro a lot better because if I need to look out, I can just do like this, and I'm able to look and see what's going on outside, and then put it back down. So this is one of the things that I use for myself for safety at night. Is I have this curtain that I sewed, and I use that in the van. Also, for the curtains, let's climb into the back of the van. And sorry about the mess. I didn't feel like making my bed today. Sometimes it's like that, guys. So here in the back, I have the same curtains. And again, they are put on with Velcro, so at night I can just close them up. I can just close them up, and that's that. I just close them up, and then no one can really see inside the window. And then I have another blackout curtain that goes right across the front seat. So, and I made this with snaps, so it just snaps right in. And it closes up. And then this one, I have it tied back, but this one just snaps in on this side, right here. And then I actually have another snap that comes across right there. And here again, the wonderful world of Velcro, and I just take it and close it up. And that is it for me, so that no one can see at night into the van. So that is what I do as far as safety. And then of course I have curtains on all of the windows that have blackouts on them, that I use. Again, I use snaps, the combination of snaps and Velcro to keep them down. So that is what I do for that. And then when I want to see or I want to open up the space, I just open up the windows, and it gives me that natural light that I want to come in. And I can just tuck the curtain behind there. So that is what I do for that. And it's worked perfectly. I feel like when I'm in the van and everything is sealed up, you cannot see in there. And if somebody is like really trying to see what's going on in your van, like looking for light or anything like that, then you're probably in the wrong spot and you should move to somewhere else. So that's what I do as far as the curtains for safety for that. Another thing I don't do is if I'm going somewhere like on the road, usually my YouTube videos aren't in real time, so it's not the same day. So usually by the time they post, I'm not in that spot any longer. Same with Instagram and my other social media handles. I don't tell people like where I'm at the moment, because I don't want anyone like just showing up to my house because no one wants someone just showing up to their house. So I don't divulge my location there while I'm in a particular spot. So another thing that I do for safety is that I make sure that my gas tank is always at least halfway full. Sometimes I'll let it get down to a quarter, but I usually just keep it at the halfway mark, just because I don't want to be somewhere and I need gas. I check my van every day. It's very important to make sure you check your van, check your tires. This is just safety, like in general. Check your tires, check your fluids. If you don't know how to do that, have someone teach you. When you go to your mechanic, ask them questions. I ask questions all the time because I want to know what's going on with my vehicle. If the sound is different, I want to know what to look for, things like that. And that could be because my van is older, so but I think even with a newer vehicle, you should know how to change your tire. Practice changing a tire. So change your tire. You should know how to be able to add fluids to your vehicle, whether it's oil, power steering, transmission fluid, windshield wiper fluid. You should know where those fluids are, and how to be able to fill them if you need to. You should also know how to jump start your vehicle. So you need to figure that out, or buy a small charger unit that you can jump start yourself, or if you need to have help, make sure that you have the cords for that. So all that comes with safety. Being in the van, living in my van. So I try to make sure that I stay up to date with all of those types of things. Anything that has to deal with mechanics in the van, I have made sure that I know a little bit about it. It doesn't have to be super extensive, but you need to be able to know how your vehicle is working, so that way that helps you when you go to the mechanic. You can say, this is exactly what my van is doing. What is that? So that they don't cheat you. As a woman, a lot of places will try to get over on you when it comes to the mechanical side, because they feel that you don't know. So I say research it and know where things are in your vehicle, so that when things arise, you can be more well informed, and keep yourself safe that way. For other things, as far as safety, let me see, I have my little list here. I have an app on my phone. It is called Life 360, and when I'm on the road, I actually send a signal out to my friends and family, my close friends and family, so that they know where I'm at all times. That app allows them to see me driving, where I stop. I can check in, we can text each other, message each other through the app, so that they know that I'm safe. It'll say if there's an accident in the area. You can even add things on there like crash detection, like if you get into a crash or if you get into an accident, it'll alert your family. I like that app so much because sometimes I'm in the boonies and I know I'm not going to have signal, but I can let them know the general area that I'm going to be in before any signal goes out. Other things that you might want to get is like a Garmin. They have the ones for hikers where it's through satellite. I'm thinking about getting one of those where I can actually text no matter where I'm at, send a text out in case something happens, because it'll be dual purpose for me, for the outdoors and for being in the van. So I think that that's important, is to be able to tell your friends and family, if you have friends and family, or just someone that you feel that you can trust, and let them know where you're going to be. That way it gives you a little bit of comfort. But yeah, I think the main thing is just the sketchiness. Just if you're not feeling it, it's kind of like in a relationship when you are dating. When you're not feeling somebody, you're just like, okay, move on. So I feel the same way about where I park. So I do believe that if your gut is telling you that this is not a good place, get in the front of your van or your car or whatever and hustle out of that joint. I hope that these little tips have helped you. And if you have any questions, always feel free to leave me a comment, and I will try to cover those questions in a video or create a post where I can cover those questions for you. Sorry, I saw something moving in the brush. I'm parked at a park, but it's a man and his dog, but the dog is so big, I'm like, is that a bear? So excuse me, I got excited and scared at the same time. But anyways, that is going to be the end of this video, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this, if you did like this video, if you found it informative to you, please click the like button below. Leave me a comment, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, why haven't you subscribed to my channel? No, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, can you please subscribe to my channel? That way you'll get all of my adventures in Parker, whether it is van life or out in adventuring in the outdoor. So thank you guys again. Until next time, love and light. I was thirsty. Later, guys.